Hey, third grade. So one thing good readers do is they keep track of a story's shape. What I mean by that is that all stories follow the same sort of shape. We call that a story mountain. The main character generally starts with a problem. They get more and more problems until eventually the problem gets so bad that there has to be a turning point. After the turning point, which is also known as the climax, then things sort of start to come together and resolve toward the ending. A story mountain generally looks like this. You have the beginning, you have problems that build up, you have your climax or your turning point, and then it resolves itself toward the end. We're going to talk about how Frindle follows a story mountain. But today, we're going to think about how a story mountain might work with a shorter book. One of my favorites, Peter's Chair by Ezra Jack Keats. So, we're going to start by reading this. And as I read, I want you to listen. What are problems that Peter goes through in this book? Peter stretched as high as he could. There! This tall building was finished. Crash! Down it came. Shh! Called his mother. You'll have to play more quietly. Remember, we have a new baby in the house. So already I'm seeing a problem. What do you think is Peter's first problem? Exactly. I might say his tower fell. And so I'm going to write my story on my story map. His tower fell, right toward the beginning. I'm going to keep reading. Peter looked into his sister Susie's room. His mother was fussing around the cradle. That's my cradle, he thought. And they painted it pink. Seems like it might be the start of a new problem. Hi, Peter, said his father. Would you like to help paint Sister's high chair? But it's my high chair, whispered Peter, starting to sense that there's another problem for Peter. Does anyone know what the next problem is for Peter? Exactly. His parents are giving his stuff to his baby sister. So I'm going to write that in my story map, that his parents are giving the stuff to his baby sister. Our problems are getting bigger, and wonder soon if we're going to hit our climax, our turning point. He saw his crib and muttered, "My crib, it's painted pink too." Not far away stood his old chair. "They didn't paint that yet," Peter shouted. He picked it up and ran to his room. "Let's run away, Willie," he said. Peter filled a shopping bag with cookies and dog biscuits. "We'll take my blue chair, my toy crocodile, and the picture of me when I was a baby." Willie got his bone. So, what are we starting to see as the next problem for Peter? What's he trying to do? Exactly, run away. Geez, I hope we get to the turning point soon because these problems are getting bad. Peter runs away. Gotta be though, because we're climbing that story mountain with things just getting worse and worse. They went outside and stood in front of the house. "This is a good place," said Peter. He arranged his things very nicely and decided to sit in his chair for a while. but he couldn't fit in the chair. He was too big. Oh my gosh, another problem for Peter. What do you think that next problem is? Exactly. He can't even fit in his chair. Wow, I hope we're getting close to the climax because I'm running out of space on my story mountain. He can't even fit in his chair. His mother came to the window and called, "Won't you come back to us, Peter dear? We have something very special for lunch." Peter and Willie made believe like they didn't hear, but Peter got an idea. Soon, his mother saw signs that Peter was home. "That rascal is hiding behind the curtain," she said happily. You see why she might think that? She moved the curtain, but he wasn't there. "Here I am," shouted Peter. Peter sat in a grown-up chair, and his father sat next to him. "Daddy," said Peter, "let's paint this little pink chair for Susie." Hold on. Is that a problem? That actually doesn't sound like a problem at all. And in fact, it seems like that's the solution to the problem. So our climax then is that he can't even fit in his chair. But then we start to have the solution. He decides to give his chair to his sister. An easy way to tell if something is the climax of a book or just another problem is if you see, do things still get worse for that character, or do you think they start to get better? I think they start to get better. We'll see with this last page though. And they did. So today, as you read, you're gonna start to think of 3 different problems that you have in your book. You're not gonna create a story mountain like this just yet, because it's really hard actually to create a story mountain if you haven't finished your book. However, I want you to start thinking about the different problems that you could put in your story mountain that would lead up to your climax or turning point. I'm excited to read them. I miss you. Bye.